hope you guys are doing well. It's been a while. It's been a while. I was planning on streaming last week, but it was crazy. So originally I was planning on streaming Thursday, right, for Tarot Thursday last week, but I was kind of tired, so I was like, well, it's fine if I take that day off because I'm planning to stream tomorrow, that Friday, anyways, right? And and then on Friday, there was a huge thunderstorm. It took out my power like 6 different times before eventually knocking out my internet for the whole night. So I had to cancel the stream. I literally couldn't stream because I had no internet for like the whole of Friday. So that stream's getting moved to tomorrow. I will still be doing that vampire visual novel stream. Which, by the way, hi Jacob, welcome in. I see you. But let's see who all is here. Who all grabbed their daily pillows. We got Zelfar, who took my first. Thank you so much, Zelfar, for being my first today. How was my Hierophant tonight? A little eepy, but you know how it is. Also, oh my gosh, Duke, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you guys? We just started. Oh my gosh, you were playing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time? I've never actually played any of the Legend of Zelda games, but I do know a lot about it, and a lot of the music from Ocarina of Time is really, really pretty. Also, hi, Overdoer, welcome in. It was a randomizer, so pain. And by the way, Overdoer, if you're trying to join in the tarot, we have it's a redeem. It's a channel point redeem. For 5 channel points, you can submit to get a reading. But yeah, we're just going through the intros right now. I literally just started. Also, Elemental Wizard, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. Hi, Jeremy. Hi. Also, thank you for the follow as well, Overdoer. Welcome in, everybody. Hope y'all are doing good. All right, let's see who we got. Who grabbed their daily pillows today? We've got Zelfar. We've got Lazy. We've got Rakadon. We've got Gothosaurus. We've got Alex. We've got Jeremy. We've got Set. We've got Elemental. Also, Set, thank you so much for the 7 months. Holy shit. Thank you, thank you. And Rakadon, thank you so much as well. Oh my gosh, the 27 months. Oh my gosh, 27 months. Thank you so much for the 27 months. Over 2 years. That's so crazy, dude. That's so wild. Oh my god, you summoned another little fellow. I don't know if it's kicked in yet or not. Oh, there we go. Okay, kicked in. Sometimes I gotta check it out. Yeah, hi. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. It's just been a crazy, crazy month for me. I've been just like nose to the grindstone working on commissions and art. And then I've also been working on rehearsing for a cover song that I'm working on. And I've also been writing the script for a new ASMR roleplay video I've been working on. Were you in Little Lamb's tarot stream? I don't know. I don't think so. What kind of song? Or is that a secret? It's a song. It's a Korean song. I'll leave it at that. I had to learn Korean. I had to learn Korean in order to sing the lyrics. I'll leave it at that. Literally, I had my friend who actually speaks Korean. I was like, this is my recording. Is the pronunciation horrible? And she gave me some tips for how to like pronounce certain words and stuff like that. It's singing BTS song. It's not a BTS song. No, it's not a BTS song. But yeah. So yeah, that all went down. I've been working on all of that stuff. I'm like halfway through my ASMR script. Been on like K-drama binge. Oh my god, dude, K-dramas are so much fun. I've definitely watched quite a few of them. There's like one I watched semi recently where like the girl grew up with like her, I want to say it's her uncle is like an assassin, and her uncle dies and now they're all trying to like kill her because she's got like a bounty on her head or something. It was crazy. And like they flip over the, like she uses like a mirror attached to like a broom to like to deduce like the angle of like the sniper that's trying to hit her, so she can see where the blind spot is in the window so she can jump across. Yeah, Shop for Killers, that's what it is. Oh my god, I can't believe you knew what the fuck I was talking about. Yeah, dude, I binged a decent chunk of that show. I don't know if I finished it. But I definitely binged like a fuck ton of it. I'm also a big fan of the romance K-dramas. I love romance, so I've definitely watched quite a few of those as well. Like, Boys Over Flowers is basically like the Korean Oran High School Host Club. You need to watch Queen of Tears. Ooh, yeah, you should send it. You should send it to me so I can check it out later, because I'm gonna forget all of these names. Even though you've been gone for a long time, you're still a very talented streamer. Oh, thank you, thank you. How do I send? You're in Oka's Discord, right? So you should be able to message me. I'm in Oka's Discord. If you want to just DM it to me. Yeah, that's fine. I'm giving you permission by telling you to send it to me. Okay. So let's see. Who do we have in the queue so far for tarot? We've got... First up is Zulfar with a general reading. Then we've got Rakadon with a general reading. We've got Lazy with a love reading. Got the Saurus with a love reading. Alex with a general reading. We've got Ovador with a general reading. And we have Set with a relationship reading. Ooh, you met someone new, Set? Ooh. And Marsh with a general reading. Very exciting, very exciting. Also, hi Goku, welcome in. But yeah, let's go ahead and we'll start breaking it down, starting with Zulfar. Let's see what we got for your general rating, Zulfar. I meet new people every day. Oh my gosh, you like go outside, you touch grass? Is that what you're saying you do? Kind of freaky. Also, I have a life update. Oh. Hi, Demi, Mrs. Street. Hi, Lazy. Welcome in. I missed you too. I would gladly join the reading queue when my phone's up 4%. You should probably charge it. Conserve battery, my friend. It's okay. You gotta keep it up. Otherwise, you don't want your phone to blah, you know? Your poor phone's been trucking all along. You gotta give it the proper rest and nutrients it needs. It's your trusted ally. This may sound a little sad, but I felt a feeling I haven't truly felt in a long time. Oh. What feeling is that? It's time to spot. Been a hot minute since I've had my usual love reading. Oh, you felt loved? Oh. Well, I'm sorry you haven't felt like that in a really long time, but I'm glad you're feeling it now. I think everybody deserves to feel loved. I think that's like a basic human right, is to feel loved, you know? To feel wanted by the people around you. So I'm glad you are feeling that now. I'm sorry it took a while. Oh, but speaking of love, dude, oh my gosh. We watched the Minecraft movie for the Discord community night, right? We watched it last Saturday, and the homoerotic tension between Jack Black and Jason Momoa's characters was palpable, dude. Like, there was... it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. It was. And I'm telling you guys, I had no idea when I went into it that there was gonna be just like old man Yowie on my screen. But by God, there was. Everybody in the chat was just like typing, kiss, kiss already, kiss, every time they had like an interaction. But yeah, it was so funny. just I don't know, their like characters were like really fucking funny, and then when they like put the thighs against the other's face, and then just like yeah, the tension between it was so funny, dude. It was a really fun movie. I wasn't sure what to expect going in. I thought it was gonna be kind of like silly meme, but probably not that much. Um, but it really was an enjoyable movie. Like it's not like classic crazy cinema or anything like that. But if you go into it expecting just like a silly fun movie, it really hits it, honestly. It really hits those notes, and that's what made it fun. Yeah, it was a blast. I had such a good time with it. It was so much fun. Let's see what we got for your general reading, Zalfar. I don't know what you're talking about. Slanderous Coach Barry on YouTube. The wild part, I felt the love from the members of my tarot deck. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you're able to feel lots of love from the people around you. And, you know, like friendship love is just as important as romantic love. I think a lot of people don't realize that. But having friends that you can really trust and rely on is just as important as having a romantic partner, right? If not more so. If not more so. All right. We got the cards for you, so let's go ahead and put them up on the screen. Starting with... The devil, the moon, the empress, the magician, the star, the hangman, and justice. Yeah. And then we've got the last card, which is... There we go. Alrighty, so we got all of the cards for you, Zelfar, for your general reading. In order of left to right, we have the Five of Wands, we have the Reverse World, and the Reverse Judgment card. Now this is an interesting combo, but we'll go ahead and we'll start with the Five of Wands. I need a shower, so I'll be back. Yay, go shower, go get refreshed. Have a good shower. But yeah, we start with the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is a card of like impending battle. It's impending competition. Things are starting to spice up. Things are starting to come into play here, right? But it's also a card of fortune favors the bold, right? So there's this opportunity for you to really make strides in what it is you're trying to do. And sometimes you have to be bold and you have to be brave just to take that leap, to take that initial step forward in order to move forward, right? And that feels especially so kind of trying to like urge you to keep pushing past and to keep moving, because we have the Reverse World. And while the World is a card about travel and change and like the journey, right, and like completion of a goal, in its reverse, it's kind of like this feeling of like stagnation, this feeling of like inertia. You're not really moving. You're not really feeling super satisfied where you are right now. You're feeling very much like the journey is not over, right? You still have so much more to go. You have so much more ahead of you that you still need to accomplish. So it's okay that, you know, you need to keep moving forward, that you need to just keep making those strides, making those steps. So it's all right. It's all right. What's the queue looking like? Let me shmee. So we got Zelfar right now. After Zelfar is Rakadon, and then after Rakadon is you, and then after you is Gothosaurus, and then after Gothosaurus is Alex, and then after Alex is Overdur, and then after Overdur is Set, and then after Set is Marsh. That's the current queue. And then we follow this up as well with the reverse judgment card, right? And while judgment is normally a card of change, just over the horizon, new possibilities, you know, taking the step forward, right? And it's reverse. It is this fear of failure that is sort of tying you back and holding you down, right? There's also a card of like the need to take stock of what's important to you, what really matters to you right now, right? And is what you're doing right now actually conducive to making that happen, or is it actually holding you back, right? So if we were to say, for instance, that this was about like it sounds like maybe you're trying to play it safe with a lot of things because you're scared and you want to play the right notes that you know work for a lot of other people, right? You see that, oh, well, other people do this and they have success, so I should try to do this as well and try not to, you know, veer outside the lines. And while sure, yeah, you could just follow the preset path, you could just keep walking down the same road everybody else has already worn down for you, it's not going to be as fulfilling. It's going to feel very narrow and very constricting. You're going to probably feel really fucking bored with it. You're going to feel like you're not actually making that much progress because you will always have to wait for the people in front of you to go first in order for you to follow behind them. Versus taking the shortcut and moving to forge your own path. There will not be anybody ahead of you in that path as you walk forward, you know? And I think that's kind of the key thing here is understanding that if you try to follow in the safety and the footsteps of other people, you will not be able to make the great strides that you want to make because you will always have to wait for those other people to go through everything first before you can make your next steps, right? So it can be scary, but the Five of Wands kind of reassures us that it's okay to just be bold and take those risks for yourself if you want to keep moving forward, right? You can never move forward if all you're doing is standing in place or doing the exact same thing, right? And I think that's kind of the key thing here. What is important to you? What matters to you the most? And how can you focus on that to make it happen? So you can feel the most fulfilled, right? Because it feels like you're not really feeling as fulfilled right now. I've been deciding on if I want to go to a convention or be safe and save money by not going. I will say conventions are so much fun. I have not been to a single convention that I did not have an absolute blast at, right? I've been going to cons since I was like 14. And this was back when the anime scene wasn't even that crazily established. So there weren't even as many conventions as there are now, right? But it's so much fun when you're in those types of areas where there's so many wonderful, like-minded people who are all just as passionate about the same thing as you. It's like reinvigorating, right? It's so much fun. You're like, oh my God, like I'm with my people. And for like 3-ish days of your life, you are just like in complete bliss, surrounded by all of these people and all of these things and all of these panels and all of this art that is just the epitome of love and dedication and passion to something that you yourself are passionate about. And every time when I get back from a convention, I'm so exhausted. I'm so mentally and physically exhausted because I'm very much an introvert. But it's worth it every single time. Every single time. I come back home after the con and I drop dead on my bed for like 16 hours straight. But I have zero regrets when I get home, right? It's completely and utterly worth it. And I think if you can afford to go to a convention, if that's something you can in fact budget for, I think you should do it. I think you should. Especially if you can go with at least one friend. I think that makes it a little bit easier to jump the sort of hurdle, the barrier for a lot of things, because you can like share a hotel room with them. You can like have some extra plans. You know, you'll have somebody there that you already know. But I've been to cons where I was the only person there. I didn't even go with my friends, and I still had a good time meeting other people who were cosplaying like the same thing as me, or going to like the artist alley and seeing the art from the artists who drew things from my fandoms, right? Or going to the panels. I actually live near the convention. I feel like that's even more reason to go if you are, because saving money on the hotel fees are what really get you. I'm gonna be real. The hotel and travel fees are what can really get expensive for a lot of those conventions whenever you travel. So if it's already nearby and it's someplace where you can just drive there and back, I would highly recommend just straight up going to the convention if you can. But yeah. I mean, it's a blast. It's a blast. And it feels like sometimes you do just have to just go forward, you know, jump on forward. It's $100 for all 4 days. That's actually a pretty fucking good price, genuinely. That's a pretty solid price. So is it like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or is it like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Just curious. Problem is I currently have 300 to my name. Oh. Well, I mean, do you have all of your bills covered right now? Will it put you in a genuine tight spot financially for like all of the things that are necessary for like bills, rent, all that stuff if you buy it? Because if it's like a matter of you just straight up can't afford it, that's one thing. But it sounds like maybe you could probably squeeze it by if you wanted to. But also you gotta think about you're gonna want money when you go to convention. So you can buy the art, you can go to the artist alley, so you can go to the exhibitor hall, so you can buy the merchandise, you know. Sometimes they have like snack and food stalls there that are like themed as well. It depends. But like you want at least like $50, $100 to spend when you go to conventions on top of that. So maybe save just so you can have an extra nice experience, but also sometimes it is just worth it just to go to experience all of the panels and to walk around. But I mean, it's up to you if you get paid on Friday. But I think it is something to really, truly, and genuinely consider. Just be financially responsible, you know? That's what really matters, is being financially responsible. Also, hi, Shrummer. Welcome in. Let's see, who's next? And next up, we've got Rockadon. Rockadon, are you here? But yeah, I hope that helps so far. Hi, Rockadon. And Rockadon also wants a general reading. And did you want an oracle card with yours, Rockadon, since you're subbed? And now I pass out. Yeah, go get some rest. Go get some sleep. Yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, sweet dreams, Elfar. So how long does the VIP redeem last? Indefinitely. I sometimes go through and I'll clean out the VIPs that I haven't seen in like half a year or more. If I haven't seen them like at all anywhere, like in the Discord or in like chat in like half a year at least, then sometimes I remove the VIP. But if you're like an active member and you redeem it, it's yours. You keep that shit. Oh my gosh, congrats on the VIP, Tremor. Wow. Already got the nice pink diamond. Let's see what we got for your general rating. Thank you for the gift sub to Lazy. Thank you, thank you. Very sweet of you. Alright, let's see what we got for you. And now let's grab your oracle card. Okay. We've got all of the cards for you. So, let's go ahead and put them up on the screen, starting with... And then we've got... Okay, so we've got all of the cards for your Rockadon in order of left to right. We have the Ace of Coins reversed, we have the Four of Swords reversed, and we have the Nine of Wands. And then for your Oracle card, we have Earth. So let's go ahead and start breaking these down for you, starting with the Ace of Coins reverse. The Ace of Coins is a card that reminds you of too much of anything can be bad for you, right? Even too much of a good thing is possible, right? You can think of it similar to like the Midas touch, where a golden touch could lead to ruin. Sure, initially things seem good because, wow, you can turn everything into gold, but then he turns his daughter into gold. And that's not nearly as fun. That's kind of terrifying. So it is this matter of too much of anything can be bad for you, so be careful with that, right? Even the good things can be too much, so everything in moderation. We followed up as well with the reverse Four of Swords, and while the Four of Swords is a card of healing and rest after battle, in its reverse it's kind of like the battle's not over. This is your chance to patch yourself up, you know, pick up your sword before you go charging back out there. It's not done yet, it's not over with. So you still have to be on your guard, but this is still your chance to breathe. This is still your chance to rest, for you to bandage yourself up, you know, put a little spit on the wound, you know, rub some dirt in it before you go charging back out there and keep fighting, right? You're still fighting, but at least you can breathe for a second first before you do. And then following that up as well with the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is a card of setting yourself up for future success, right? It's biding your time to ensure your success. It's putting your strength in reserve, right? You can think of it in the same sense of like this cactus, right? The cactus has these deep roots and it stores all of this water, so when there's the eventual future drought, there's not as much rain, things are really dry, it can still keep itself hydrated and still keep itself going in those future moments. So it is this matter of planning for the future for yourself, right? Also, welcome back, Alex. But yeah, it is this matter of like, what can you do to plan ahead for yourself? What can you do to make things easier for future you? What can you do right now that will make future you go, oh man, past me was such a great guy. Thanks, man. You know, like whenever I buy 2 sandwiches, whenever I order out, so I can eat one sandwich now and I can put the other one in the fridge for later, so I can just grab it out the fridge. And I go, oh my God, thank you so much, Past Me. You're so thoughtful, right? Same shit, but like with other applications. It doesn't have to be 2 sandwiches, but they had like a buy one get one free at Jimmy John's. Not sponsored, not sponsored. They had a buy one get one free at Jimmy John's, so I got 2 sandwiches, and yeah, that shit was banger. It was good. I do love a good Subway sandwich. They hit the spot. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the fuck they put in those shits, but the oil and vinegar with like the lettuce and everything, it's so good. Fantastic, fantastic. I like the Italian personally. I'm a big fan of the Italian subs. But I also like the meatball subs. It depends. But I don't put the oil and vinegar on the meatball subs. That'd be gross. But you know. And then that brings us to your Oracle card, which is Earth, right? And Earth is a card of peace, and it's also a card of grounding, right? I think that's the key thing here, is grounding yourself, setting your roots down, really connecting genuinely with the things in the world and the perception around you. And I feel like that's what the cards are kind of saying here, is like, what is important right now to you? What matters right now to you? What are the things that you want to have? And how can you reasonably set things up so you can get them, right? Like, let's say your goal is that you want a big old cake, right? You want a big old cake. You're like, that's what I want. And future you would kill for a big old cake, right? Well, what can I do right now? Well, I could start making sure I have all the ingredients. Let me go through the pantry to make sure I have all the ingredients I need to make a big cake, right? Okay, so you start going through the pantry. Oh, okay. We've got the eggs, we've got the baking powder, we've got the flour, we've got the sugar, we got the butter. Okay, we have all the ingredients, right? So let me go ahead and start, prepping let me turn on the oven so it can start preheating, right? Because you have to let the oven heat up first before you can do that. And then you have to make the batter. And then you put it in the oven, right? And then you have to let the cake cool off before you can frost it, right? So it's all of these little steps that you're doing so that in the future, you'll have the cake. Maybe you eat one slice now, you put the rest of it in the fridge for later so you can have more of it later. It's setting yourself up for future success. Maybe you won't have the cake right this instant, but what can you do so that you can have that cake later? And that's what matters most. So hi, Sammy, welcome in. But yeah, I think that's sort of the key thing here, is what can you do to build things up for yourself? Because you're still fighting. You're still out there on those front lines. You're still hacking and slashing away, trying to get through your life. And just do your best to work with what you already have, I think, because you already have a lot of things. And sometimes it can be very easy to want more and more, but the reverse Ace of Coins is like, but what do you already have that you can already use, right? There's no need for you to buy, brand new premium cake flour to make that cake, because, you've got all-purpose flour. All-purpose flour still makes a perfectly good cake, right? You don't necessarily, we could go into like the ins and like outs of like the delicacies of baking, but for the most part, a standard home cook is probably going to use all-purpose flour rather than cake flour. It gives a little bit more structure to the cake. You could make your own cake flour by taking out some of the all-purpose flour and substituting it with the starch instead, like potato starch or corn starch. And that would give you a similar result to cake flour without having to buy the cake. But my point still stands, is what do you already have that you can make work? It's like an episode of Chopped. You guys ever seen the episode of Chopped? You guys ever watched Chopped? I love Chopped. That was like my favorite show as a kid. Also, hi, Fi. Welcome in. Thank you for the hydrate. Yes, I will sippy sip. I'll drink my coffee before it gets cold. Chopped is great, dude. Yeah, I've watched so much Food Network ever since I was literally a kid. I love the Food Network. And Chopped is so fun. There's also like, God, that reminds me, there was, what's the other show? Cutthroat Kitchen. Yeah, it was Cutthroat Kitchen. And the contestant won on Cutthroat Kitchen. And he goes, I just won Chopped. And then the camera just pans over to the Cutthroat Kitchen logo on the wall behind him before it starts rolling the credits. Oh God, I feel like that sometimes. Genuinely, I feel just like that. Oh God. Okay. Next up in the queue is Lazy. You're still here, right, Lazy? I feel like I just saw Lazy. Yeah, I see Lazy. Alright, and Lazy wants a love reading. Yeah, I hope it helps, Rockadon. My fingers are crossed for you. Let's see what we got for you, Lazy. And since you've got a sub now, does that mean you'd like an oracle card? Also, hi Jenny, welcome in. How are you? Also, hi Gakko, welcome in. So, a love reading for Lazy. Shabingus? Oh my gosh. Bingus? Hi Durgan, welcome in. Let's see what we got for you, Lazy. I get so nervous when Derry goes, oh, interesting. Like it's something that it's not always bad. It's just interesting. It's just interesting. That's why I call it interesting. Also, hi, Vortexiality. Welcome in. Welcome in. Alright, let's see what we got for you. For your love reading. Okay, they are all upside down, so I'm just gonna flip them all right side up, because that's usually what that means if they're all upside down. And now let's grab your oracle card and see what we got for you. Oh, my cards are set. Well, no, if it's one or two of them that are upside down, I'll leave them. But when all three of them are upside down, it usually just means I was holding my deck upside down. So don't worry. Oh my god, Leonix! 26 months? No, I am so happy to support you. You're a truly amazing person. Oh my gosh, Leonix. Thank you. You're so sweet. I appreciate you. Whew, had me thinking. No, yeah. If they're all upside down, it usually just means I was holding my deck upside down. My deck knows this. Because for every card, right, there's like the upright and the reverse reading. But for like every upright reading, there's also another card that basically means that reverse meaning for that card anyways. So if it's necessary to give me all of like those specific reverse meanings, it would just give me a different card that means that straight up, you know? So it knows what it's doing. It's chilling, it's vibing. Yeah, I appreciate you so much. Okay, got the cards for you. So let's go ahead and put them up on the screen. I know nothing about tarot, but I like your content, so I'm interested either way. Oh, thank you, Durgan. I appreciate it. Yeah, tarot's pretty simple. People will just ask kind of like an open-ended question, not really like yes or no, because that doesn't really work. To the cards, right? And each card has a specific associated meaning to it. Like, for instance, the Fool is a card that can mean like somebody at the very beginning of their journey who doesn't have a lot of knowledge or understanding about the world, but they're still so excited to see it, right? And you interpret that to the question and try to fill in the blank for the question with what that means, right? So it can be like a really great open-ended thought exercise for yourself to give you like an outside perspective for how you can sort of see what's going on with your own life, you know? The tower means silence. I mean, only really here, because we time you out if you pull the tower for like 5 seconds, but that's just because it's a meme. Can I represent my friend to have her tarot card read? Her name is Farai. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It might be a little bit harder since I can't ask any follow-up questions on anything, but yeah, that's fine. We can do that for her if you want to use your spot for her. That's a-okay. All right, let's go ahead and put these up on the screen, starting with that is not the card I clicked. There we go. Okay. Oh my god, summoning the little Shimaderes. I see them running around like crazy. My little gremlins. Alright, and then we've got this one, which is... And then we've got... Alrighty. There we go. We got all of the cards up on the screen for you. So, Lazy, for your love reading, in order of left to right, we have the Six of Cups, we have the Hierophant, and we have the Page of Wands. And then for your Oracle card, we have the Oak Tree. So, very fun spread here. Well, let's go ahead and start breaking these down for you, what they might mean in terms of love, starting with the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a card that is full of childlike innocence and sweetness. You can see the super sweet buttercups here as well. So it's this feeling of like light, innocence, having a time like playing games. It's the feeling of sort of being happily unattached, the way you can meet and bond with people so easily. Also, Bean Butler, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. Who read? We're doing the reading for Lazy Soul right now, for Lazy's love reading, right? Do all the cards have different meanings? Yes, all of the cards have a different unique meaning to them. But yeah, so we have that Six of Cups here, which is sort of like that innocent, childlike sweetness to them. Feels like you can make friends super, super easily. You can bond really close with people. But it is, again, that feeling of sort of, maybe you're not currently in a relationship, you're sort of happily unattached, but you're having a good time. You're having a good time. And then we interestingly follow it up with the Hierophant, right? And the Hierophant is normally somebody of like a higher power, somebody who you trust and you go to, who's sort of like a respected leader, respected teacher, somebody who's maybe more spiritually enlightened, right? To me, this feels like this is probably the person who would be the best fit for you, right? You have this sweetness, this young, youthful charm to you, and you would probably benefit really well in a relationship with somebody who is very wise, who is very experienced, who is very knowledgeable about a lot of things, who can help sort of, you know, hold your hand through a lot of the things that maybe you're not fully knowledgeable about, right? You need a dommy mommy, basically. But like a spiritual Tommy mommy. or Dommy Daddy, you know. Um, but there is this sort of feeling of like somebody who's more inexperienced tied together with somebody who is more experienced and who is more knowledgeable. I want one of those. Yeah, I'm sure you do, Leonix. And then I wanted Dommy Mommy with muscles. Yeah, yeah. Join the club. Join the club. Join the club. Get in line. Pick a fucking ticket. Get in line. Also, hi, Ren. Welcome in. And then we also followed up with the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is somebody who is at the start of their journey, right? They're a young person at the start of their journey. They're very much a dreamer. They're very passionate. They're very warm. And they're ready to sort of see where life takes them, right? I was absorbed in art scene. Ooh, what you making over there? My ticket says 1, so I'm first in line. Oh my gosh. But there is this sort of feeling of, I think the best person for you is somebody who is more knowledgeable than you, who's probably more experienced than you. I think that's your best bet in finding love, because it feels like maybe there's a lot of things that you're not personally comfortable or knowledgeable in, and so having that other person take those first steps for you and sort of lead you through a lot of things, I think will sort of help you come to your own realizations, your own reckonings. You probably come to your own awakenings in a lot of things as well too. Those types of relationships can really help you blossom and go forward on your own. So even if that relationship itself maybe doesn't work out, it will still give you the knowledge and experience for future relationships, to know what you do like and what you don't like, and what you didn't realize you liked, but damn, yeah, I actually do really like this a lot, right? It's the same kind of vibes, right? I will take no dom, I am the dom. Hi, Rosalium. I just completely butchered your name, but we're gonna pretend like I didn't. But we're, by the way, speaking of, we will be playing, because he's in chat right now, Prince Rosalium made a vampire sexy visual novel, and we will be playing that tomorrow, right? We will be playing that tomorrow. I have it, the waiting room for it set up on my YouTube. I was originally going to play it last week, but there was a huge thunderstorm. It cut out my power like 6 different times, and then it cut out my internet for like the whole night. So I couldn't play it. I couldn't stream anything, even if I wanted to. But we'll be playing it tomorrow, unless another freak storm hits for some reason, which I kind of hope not, because it was really annoying not having internet. I'm an iPad baby. What can I say? Not to rewatch the VOD since I had helped my brother move furniture. Oh my god, you missed it out. You missed out, Lazy. It's okay, it's okay. Yeah, you can rewatch the VOD, don't worry. Yeah, the storm sucked, but it wasn't that bad since I got the power back pretty easily. But I like to work with music, and all of my music is on like YouTube or it's on Spotify, and all of that requires an internet connection to listen to. So it's just really painful and annoying. So just having to draw in silence was driving me low-key crazy. I had to like pull out my phone and pull out my YouTube on my phone with my phone data in order to get through it. It was a crazy time. iPad baby, kill it. No, it's okay, it's okay. For this exact reason, I'm still using an iPod. I used to have one of those like pill-shaped MP3 players way back in high school. I have no clue where it is now though. And I do actually have like a CD of like burned songs, but I don't have a CD drive in my new PC. It didn't come with a disc drive, which sucks. It means I'd have to buy an actual, I actually do need to add that to the list of things I need to buy. I need to buy an actual disc drive because I own a physical copy of Promare, which is like my favorite movie ever. I also own a digital copy of it because I don't have a way to play the physical copy of it, but I own the digital and the physical copy of Promare. I own 2 copies of Promare. Also, hi, awesome midriff. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. The iPod Shuffle. Oh my god, you guys are so cool. I just had some like generic, cheap, off-brand, like fucking MP3 player. You guys had the iPod shit? Sheesh. No, yeah, I used to have a Walkman, dude. I don't know how much that ages me. I used to have a Walkman. I used to listen to cassette tapes, brother. I used to listen to cassette tapes, brother. Like, my grandmother had a whole wine crate of just cassette tapes. And I listened to a lot of jazz because she had a lot of jazz cassette tapes, dude. Do you realize how insane that is? Do half of you people even know what a cassette tape is? I also used to have a Walkman and cassette tapes. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Oh, God. I was so scared. I was like, the horror that I might one day see somebody going, what's a cassette tape? And I would just die. Cassette tapes? Grant, stop it. No, no. Yes, I know, Wally. And then you get the, you could rewind them with the pencil. Yeah. I didn't have one, but I know what a Walkman and cassette tapes are. Okay. I feel less crazy. Yeah, I grew up with like all of the old stuff because I lived with my grandparents. So we weren't exactly hip on, you know, going with the new flow of technology. So we had like dial-up internet on our family computer in the computer room, and we had cassette tape players, and we had a VCR player, and we had Walkmans, and we had fucking a rotary phone. We had I do like a rotary phone, actually. There's something very satisfying about dialing numbers on a rotary phone. Like, yeah, pressing the buttons on like a normal button number pad is nice too, but the rotary phone just hits different, you know. It's because it goes, you know, it's nice. It's like ASMR. It's good shit. It's good shit. Anyways, now that I've finished aging myself to most of my audience, yeah, they're comfy. They're very nice. Fingering the holes of a rotary phone and the SFX of it peak. Yeah. It sounds a little lewd when you say it like that, but yeah, true. Factual even. Alright. Oh yeah, and then I almost forgot to read out the oracle card for Lazy too. So Lazy, for your love reading, for your oracle card, you have the oak tree, which is power, courage, and strength. But I also like to think of it in the sense of the acorn does not grow into a tree overnight. I think maybe what you have is a lack of a lot of romance experience, but that doesn't mean you're doomed, right? Just because you don't have a lot of experience now doesn't mean that you can't gain experience later. And there are people who love to date people who don't have that much experience and to be their first awakenings for a lot of things, right? It can be a kink for some people. Not for me personally. I've been too many people's first relationships for me to ever want to do that anymore. But but there are a lot of people who do like being other people's first relationships and showing them the ropes, right? And I think that's a good opportunity for you to really hop onto, to really get to know and explore yourself and your identity in a safe space with somebody who is probably a lot more knowledgeable and experienced about it than you, and slowly build up your acorn into a tree so you can grow nice and long and hard, like a oak tree. There you go. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I hope that helps. Fingers crossed. I believe in you. You will find love because you're a little sweetie pie. You're a little cutie patootie, Lazy. Don't worry. Send love to the streamer. Oh my gosh. Hi, Freeman. Welcome in. Alright, let's see. Who's the next in the queue? Next up is Gothosaurus. Gothosaurus, are you here? Hi, Gothosaurus. Alright, and Gothosaurus also wants a love reading. I do see the ad break's gonna hit in like 1 minute, so we'll probably chat and while I shuffle, and then we'll actually start your reading once the ad break's over. So don't worry, Gothosaurus. Don't worry. If you get hit with the ads, it'll be okay. We're not gonna miss your reading. I promise. This gives me a chance to drink my coffee. Oh my gosh. It's now lukewarm. Oh, but speaking of beverages, dude. Rosalium actually gave me some tea based off of the vampire character in their game. I'm gonna make that tea tomorrow for the stream. So I'll have a really nice, lovely, refreshing cup of tea while we play the sexy vampire simulator. I'm hyped for it. It smells really good. I've also got some wax melts recently, and I've been like melting them down in my new like wax melter, and it smells so good, dude. The one I have been like obsessed with is so all of my wax melts I just got from Cosmic Candles, and this one called Manifest, apparently she doesn't even sell the scent anymore, which is crazy because it smells so fucking good. It's herbs, rosewood, and citrus. Dude, this scent is so fucking good. It's incredible. She said that it didn't sell that well, and I'm like, how? This is, I think, one of the best scents of anything I've ever smelled in my life. I'll have to beg for her to make more of that one. I don't care if I have to beg her in DMs. Please, 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 please bring back this scent. I need more of it. It's so good. It's crazy. It's such a good scent. It's so like light and refreshing because the citrus is like really strong, but it's not overpowering the other scents of like the herbs and the rosewood. So it's just like really light, really refreshing, really nice. It's such a good scent. It's lovely. Fantastic even. Yeah, I've just been making my room nice and cozy with the wax melts and my coffee and my stuffed animals and all that good stuff. It's been a good time. Oh, my lights though. Oh my gosh. When the power went out, dude, I have like little fairy lights above my bed, including these like color changing ones. And when the power cuts out and it cuts back on again, it like resets the thing for like the fairy lights, and they start blasting different random colors, like flashing them. And it's like the fucking scene from Stranger Things where she's trying to like connect with their child through like the other dimension with like the fucking Christmas lights. It's like that. So I'm just laying in bed. I'm like, I feel like I'm in another universe because I'm being blasted with fucking rave lights right now. That's okay. I can fix it with a button, but it's always so crazy because it kept doing that because my power kept cutting back on and off. So it'd like go off, immediately back on, go back off, and then kick back on again, like a couple of seconds later. So I wasn't staying off for that long, but it kept turning off, which was a little frustrating. I think we're fine now. It's been still kind of like rainy the whole week, which is nice for my sleep schedule, but it has made me a little anxious that there will be another storm the next time I decide to do another stream. My fingers are crossed. My fingers are crossed. Alright, let's see what we got for Gothosauruses, a love reading. I'm gonna start popping these up on the screen for you. Oh, it's an interesting card to get in this reading. Okay, let's put these up on the screen. There we go. All right. We've got all of the cards. I'm off ads now. Yay, perfect timing. Perfect timing. We got all of your cards up on the screen for you now. So, in order of left to right, Gothosaurus, for your love reading, we have the Three of Cups, we have the Sun, and we have the reverse Ten of Swords. which this is such an interesting card to get in this reading, but I'll elaborate on it when we get to it. But we start with the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is you have so many options. You have so many different directions you can go in. Low-key, it's giving like otome game female lead character with like the harem of options to choose from in the novel, right? Like they've shown you the opening credits scene with like the 20 different hot people in the opening scene that you could potentially date. It's like that. So you could pick any of those routes. They're all good routes. It's just a matter of which one you want to get on the line for, right? That's low-key what it feels like. In terms of love, the Three of Cups is a card of abundant opportunities, and each one has its own merits. It's just a matter of your personal preference of where you want to go, what direction you want to head in, right? We also followed up with the Sun, and the Sun is warmth, it's light, it's optimism, it's a reassurance and openness and content in sort of like the simple things in life. Really just enjoying and happiness in the things that you have in your life right now with you that you can just fully love and be a part of, right? And I think having that sort of warmth and light is also what's going to help attract other people to you as well, right? And then we followed up with the reverse Ten of Swords. And while the Ten of Swords can be a really scary card, because the Ten of Swords is normally a card about despair and anguish and misfortune and loss and defeat, in its reverse, it's weirdly reassuring because it's like you've already hit rock bottom. You've already hit the worst it's gonna be. So from here on out, the only direction you can go is up. So it's like weirdly encouraging in that sense, right? Also, hi, Jenny. Hi. So it is like this weird, almost encouraging, like it's not going to get any worse than what you already had, right? You are already, first of all, equipped with the knowledge and experience from that previous horrible, relationship that didn't work out, that really fucked you up, right? And it's okay. Because you won't have to worry about anything nearly as bad as that ever happening again, right? The only direction to go is up. You missed your reading? I don't think you did. We haven't gotten to you yet. No, yeah, I don't think we've gotten to you yet. Yeah, you're towards the end of the queue, so we haven't done your reading yet. We're doing them in order, Jenny. Don't worry. But yeah, so there is this like sort of weird reassurance of the only direction to go is up, right? You've already sort of encountered the worst you're going to encounter, and that should help give you the reassurance that it's not going to be as bad as that was before, right? You have a lot of options. You've got the whole road wide ahead for you to go in any direction you really please. And now's the perfect opportunity for you to move forward. So like I said, it is this like weird, almost encouraging thing to have the reverse Ten of Swords, right? It's that spark of courage that sort of helps push you to stand back up again, to brush the dirt off your knees, and to charge forward into a new love life, right? This is your chance to finally climb out, because you're not gonna fall. You're already on the ground, right? So it's okay. And hopefully that can give you some encouragement, some reassurance as you move forward, I hope that helps, Gothosaurus. Fingers crossed. No, you didn't miss your reading, Jenny. We haven't done yours yet. We're going in order. I gotta zonk out. I'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, take care. I hope you have sweet dreams. Alright, and then next up after Gothosaurus is Alex. Alex, you're here, right? Is Alex here, or did Alex disappear? Alex may have disappeared. Let's see, who's next up? Next up after Alex is... Overdoer. Overdoer, are you still here? Gives me a chance to sip some water. Is Overdoer also gone? Did they also disappear? I think they might have disappeared as well. Also, Jade Thunder, welcome in, welcome in. Oh my goodness. Let's go. We're getting closer. Getting closer to our goals. Alright, well I think Overdoer may have also disappeared. So we'll do another call for them later. Next up after them is Set. Set, Starlight, are you here? I know, they keep poofing. They go poof, and they disappear. It's okay, because whoever disappears by the time we do the final call for them, we'll be giving away those slots as raffle slots for those of you who missed their chance to claim a reading. I'm never here. I see you. Oh no, well I guess if Set's not here, because they said they're not here, I guess that means we have to give away their slot. I got you. You want an oracle card with your reading, Set? And you want a relationship reading. Ooh, I just met someone new recently and want to get a read on them. Ooh, oh my gosh. Set meeting somebody new. Very juicy. Well, let's see what the cards got to say. Let's see what we got for you, Set. Okay. And now let's grab your oracle card. Thank you for the hydrate, Jenny. I appreciate it. I'll take another sip of my water after I grab this card. Who's next after Set? After Set will be Marsh. And then after Marsh will be you. So we're doing this one, and then we're doing Marsh's reading, and then we're doing yours, Jenny. Oh, 11 a.m. for you in Vietnam. Oh my gosh. I love Vietnamese food. And coffee. I love Vietnamese coffee. It's my favorite. Oh, 11:22 a.m. Oh, so it's early morning then. I guess late morning. Yeah, Vietnamese coffee is my favorite. I love it. I love it so much. It's so yummy. I also really like banh mi a lot. It's one of my favorite sandwiches. Yeah, Vietnamese food's so yummy. You don't eat meat? I gotcha. Well, that means you can still have the coffee though, right? You can still enjoy the coffee. Coffee just kills you? I don't think that's good for you, Durgan. I don't think it's supposed to do that. What are some good Vietnamese vegetarian dishes then, Jenny? What are some good no-meat dishes that are Vietnamese? Because I do like vegetarian food. I do also eat meat, but I do enjoy a good vegetarian dish. All right, we got the cards. Let's put them up on the screen. Vegetable pho? I do like pho. I do like pho a lot. I don't know if I've ever had just vegetable pho, but I mean, I'd imagine it's probably really good. The noodles are my favorite part anyways, so the noodles and the broth are my favorite. Yeah, pho is really good. I think that's like the classic, sort of most people's first intro to a lot of Vietnamese food is probably pho. For good reason. For good reason. It's yummy. Especially, I like it in the summer. There's something like weirdly refreshing about eating something hot in the summer, which sounds kind of crazy, but I don't know, something about it. It just makes my body stronger. I'll have to see if I can try vegetable pho. And then the Queen of Swords. And then the last card is... There we go. All right. We've got all of the cards for you set for your relationship reading with this person. In order of left to right, we have the Page of Cups, we have the Queen of Swords, and we have Judgment. And then for your Oracle card, we have Spring, like the season. So let's go ahead and start breaking it down for you. Starting with the Page of Cups, right? The Page of Cups is somebody who's very sweet, but can very easily get worked up as well, right? You can think of it like the humble wild strawberry, right? They're just trying their best to move on, move forward, live their life, but also they can grow a little wild sometimes, but they're still just as sweet, right? Banh mi vegetarian, yeah, I do like. I just love the pickled vegetables in the banh mi is one of my favorite parts of it. The pickled veggies are so good, and then like the crispy bread. Yeah, the smoke from the smoked meats is probably good, but I feel like if you smoked some like and roasted some veggies to put in there too with the pickled veggies, it would probably be really good. Bubble tea, I will say, I'm personally not crazy about bubble tea. It's just because of the tapioca balls. I just don't like the texture. The texture for me is just a little too weird for me personally. And also I'm low-key afraid of choking on the little balls. I'm scared I'll sip it through the straw and it'll go flying into the back of my throat and I'll choke and die. But the tea itself is good. I do like the tea. So I'll just straight up, whenever I go to the shop, I'll get the I'll get just the tea by itself. Oh, the jelly. Oh, I do like the jellies. I do like the jellies in it. Yeah, it's just the actual tapioca balls, the tapioca pearls that I'm not a huge fan of. But I do like the jellies. Yeah, I only do like the coconut jelly. I've had the coffee jelly in it before, and I had like a coffee milk tea with coffee jelly in it. Oh, it was so good, so good, fantastic. Yeah, I do like the jellies. There was even one where they put pudding in it, and it was really good too. Uh, Yeah, there's a lot of really good ones. It's just specifically the tapioca pearls that I'm personally not super fond of. But I like all of the other things that they do with those. Or like those like refreshing juice teas, where they put in like the fruit jellies in the bottom. Those are good too. I do like those. Those are really, really refreshing in summer. Where are you from? I'm from America, but I'm from Louisiana. Louisiana has a very surprisingly large Vietnamese population. So there's a lot of Vietnamese food in Louisiana, especially near New Orleans, because there were a lot of Vietnamese people who helped rebuild after Hurricane Katrina. So there's like a huge settlement and like a huge group of Vietnamese people there. So a lot of Vietnamese culture has been sort of spread in Louisiana where I grew up. So that's why I love Vietnamese food so much. There's so many great restaurants there. Yeah. Yeah, the tea is actually pretty nice. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of really good teas. Yeah, I love tea and I love coffee. So the coffee milk tea just makes me extra happy because it's got both of them together. It's a little dirty, it's a little naughty combining the two of them together, but it's very yummy. I just love good food. No matter where it comes from, I love yummy food. Alright, so we've got all of the cards. So like you said, we start with that sort of Page of Cups for you set, which is the sort of feeling of somebody who's very sweet, but also very easily worked up, you know, just trying to live their life, but also, you know, very, very passionate about the things that they feel very strongly, which is interestingly tied closely with this Queen of Swords, which is very almost the opposite. The Queen of Swords can come across as seeming very like cold and aloof and very on guard, a warm but stern person who maybe seems cold on the outside. The spring roll vegetables, oh my gosh, yes. The spring rolls are so yummy with the peanut sauce. I like it with the shrimp. I like the shrimp in the spring rolls. But even just the veggies in them is good too. With the peanut sauce. Oh, so good, so good. You gotta have the peanut sauce. Oh yeah, I always order those too. I get the pork banh mi, and then I get the shrimp spring rolls, and then I get a Vietnamese iced coffee. Yeah, I know you don't eat meat. I know you don't eat meat. I'm just saying personally I like the shrimp in it. But the veggie ones are good too. Yeah. I'm just telling you what I usually buy when I'm ordering. That's my usual meal set. And then, so yeah, there is this sort of like combination between that Page of Cups set and the Queen of Swords. So somebody who's very sweet, very innocent, very easily worked up. And then there's the somebody who seems cold on the outside, but is actually very soft-hearted and sweet. Maybe they just have a hard time showing it. Maybe some like resting bitch face going on there. You know, there is a sort of like tie between the two of them though, which makes me feel like y'all are probably both one or the other. So you're probably either the Page of Cups and they're the Queen of Swords, or you're the Queen of Swords and they're the sort of the Page of Cups. But either way, there is a sort of like very split dynamic here, which is kind of drawing you in closer in a weird way. But I think it also kind of goes to show like the other person may have a hard time expressing themselves and how they feel in a similar way. Yeah, you're a vegetarian, Jenny. I gotcha. Yeah, my roommate's a vegetarian. So that's why I learned how to cook a lot of vegetarian meals. I'm not vegetarian, but I do like vegetarian meals. If somebody offers me vegetarian food, I'll eat it for sure. But usually if I cook for myself, if it's just for me, I'll make something with meat in it. And then we also have the Judgment card, right? And the Judgment card is a card of action, right? It's like now is the time to take action. Now is the time for the dawn of something new. It's new possibilities. It's change just over the horizon. And it's up to you to actually be proactive, right? To do something, you know? And so I think if you really want to break down the barriers between you and this other person that you're interested in, you have to be the one to take those initial first steps. Because especially if they're kind of like the Queen of Swords card in this instance, where that person is definitely more of like the more cold and aloof looking on the outside, they probably have a hard time taking those steps themselves, even though they might want to. And so it could actually be really beneficial for you, I think, Set, if you take the first steps yourself and try to show that you're interested. Try to show that you're open to something where you two can get closer to each other, right? I think that's kind of the key thing here, is sort of use your sweet, your sweet, gentle, humble nature to sort of help them realize, like, it's okay to let down your guard, to let down your walls, because I want to get to know you better. I want to get closer to you, right? And it can just be something simple, something casual, like, you ask them to a coffee shop, or you ask them to lunch somewhere, or you go see the Minecraft movie together in theaters, whatever the case might be. But I think it's the chance for you to take action and make the moves if you want to get to know them better, be proactive, because I think they're personally going to have a really hard time with doing that themselves, even though they may want to, but may struggle to put that forward, right? But yeah, I hope that helps. And then for your oracle card, we have spring, which is again the sense of like awakening, the sense of rebirth, right? The snow has thawed from winter and now the blossoms are starting to come forward in spring, right? This is the chance, the spring of your love life in a way it could be interpreted. But it does feel like this is the chance for you to sort of thaw the snow to let something new grow, right? Which also feels very sort of tied in as well with that sort of Queen of Swords feeling very cold and aloof on the outside, but not necessarily on the inside. Like I said, they probably have resting bitch face. I know I have that sometimes, IRL, where I look really scary to people until they talk to me and then they realize I'm just a fucking nerd. I feel a little better about going for this now. Yeah. You got this. You got this. I believe in you. Next up, we've got Marsh. Marsh, are you here? Let me drink some more of my coffee. Who? Marsh Metallo. Marsh, are you here? Otherwise, we're gonna skip you, bitch. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to call you bitch. I love you, Marsh. Where are you, though? Speak to me. Show me you're here. Show me you're alive. Please. Alright, Marsh may have disappeared, as the kids say. So we're gonna skip Marsh for now. We'll come back to them. But in the meantime, Jenny, it's your turn, Jenny. Yay! How long is the queue right now? Well, we're doing Jenny's reading right now. I know everybody fell asleep from my yapping. I know. I yap too much for my own good. Oh, there's Alex now. You missed your reading like 6 readings ago, Alex. Yeah, we're doing Jenny right now, and then after Jenny will be Gakko, and then after Gakko, I believe we'll be caught up and we'll do the final call for people, and then we'll start reading through the rest. Yeah, several people disappeared as we got to them. I was here a while back. Well, we called for you. We called for you, and you did not answer. So, skill issue on your part, in fact. It's okay. We'll get to your reading after we go through the queue, Alex. So yeah. Next up is Jenny. And Jenny said that she wants a reading for her man today. It's because I had to go open the door. I don't know about that. Should have unmuted the stream. Yeah, you should have unmuted the stream. Sounds like a personal problem. Alright, well, let's see what we got for you, Jenny. For your reading. For your man. I should just go then. Nah. We'll get to you in a sec. Once we go through the current queue, we'll come back to you. We'll circle back around to you. Let me mark complete the ones I've already done so I don't lose track. We did those. We did that one. Okay, and we're working on this one right now, which we'll mark later. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, Jenny, let's see what we got for you. Okay. We've got the readings. Let's go ahead and put them up on the screen. Starting with... I meant to pick that one. There we go. Okay. We've got all of the readings for you, all the cards for you, Jenny. So for your reading for your man, in order of left to right, we have the 7 of coins, we have the 6 of wands, and we have the high priestess. So let's go ahead and start breaking this down for you, starting with the 7 of coins, right? The 7 of coins is a card of forward motion and growth, right? It's as you keep moving forward, you will keep making progress, right? Change leads to growth, but it also requires hard work, right? So there is this feeling of putting that time and effort to move forward is rewarding, but it is also kind of exhausting too. Because it does take effort, it does take energy, but you are in fact moving, you are making progress, right? We followed up as well with the 6 of wands, which is kind of like a gentle reminder to remember to rest, to remember to breathe, take a little break, you know? It's a much needed rest and a chance to connect with friends. It's a temporary break, but it's necessary to sort of refresh you, to revitalize you, and to give you the energy to keep moving forward, right? If all you do is keep walking and walking and walking, and you never take a moment to just sit down and breathe, you know, you're gonna keel over, right? It's just as important to rest in order to make good and true, proper progress for yourself, right? Don't push yourself too hard. Know what your limits are so you can take care of yourself and reconnect with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones, sort of reconnect with what is important to you. And then following that as well, we have the High Priestess, which feels like this is somebody that you can really rely on, who is very intuitive, somebody who's very much in touch with their emotions and their sort of inner wisdom, and sort of trusting that inner voice within you to help lead the way, right? There is this sense of like somebody who wants to help guide through their knowledge and intuition, right? Somebody who can be there as a supporting hand to help you move forward, right? Because you don't have to walk the journey alone. And I think it's a lot easier to do so when you have other people joining you for the ride, you know? So I think when you indulge in taking those necessary breaks and trusting and relying on the people that are near you, it makes the journey a lot more enjoyable and a lot easier to manage. So, you know, don't push yourself too hard, but you are making progress. But just remember that taking those necessary breaks and breathers are a necessary part of the progress, you know? But yeah, I hope that helps, Jenny. Fingers crossed. It feels like he needs a rest. He needs a breather. Oh my god, when do we get so many Dares up on the screen? Alright, next up we have next up was Gakko. Right? Gakko, you're here, right? I think we need more Shimaderes. Oh my gosh. Start spawning them in. They keep being summoned like little demons. Hi, Gakko. And so what did you want for the reading for your friend, Gakko? General reading? Okay, general reading for your friend. I gotcha. Let's see what we got. Oh my god, more of them being summoned as we speak. They're invading the screen. They're climbing everywhere. Like little gremlins. We've got the cards for you, so let's go ahead and put them up on the screen, starting with... There we go. All right, we've got all the cards up on the screen for you. So in order of left to right, we have the 6 of coins, we have the reverse 7 of swords, and we have the strength card. So let's go ahead and start breaking this down for you, starting with the 6 of coins. The 6 of coins is a card of kind of like the fruits of your labor, right? It's the abundance from all of the hard work you've put into everything, right? You finally feel like maybe you're starting to get rewarded for all of the pain and sweat and blood and tears you've put into the thing you've been working really hard on. It can be really tough because goddamn, you put in a lot of work. You can see the thorns on the raspberries here. But it's ultimately worth it for the sweet fruit of your labor. It is the sense of like everything's finally coming together. All of the pieces are finally starting to slot into place. It feels like you're finally starting to be rewarded for all of that time and effort and energy, right? We do follow it up with the reverse 7 of swords. And the reverse 7 of swords is this weird reassurance that like you'd think like, oh god, I'm just kind of winging it. I don't know if any of this is actually gonna work. But the reverse 7 of swords is like the card of like just sheer dumb luck. Sometimes shit just works itself out, right? You shouldn't need to stress as much about this as you probably do right now, because oftentimes life has a way of just making things work out for the best on their own. You know, just kind of untying all of those loose ends and making everything just run smoothly to move forward. So I think the less you stress about trying to get everything just right and just perfect and just down this right path, you'll find that a lot of things just kind of work themselves out when you're not really super stressing over all the minute details of it, right? Kind of let life take, I think, a guiding hand in just doing its thing and letting it and seeing where the cards, you know, fall and moving on from there, I think can save you a lot of time and hassle and energy and everything. Things just usually work out on their own. And then following it up as well with this reverse strength card, there is again this sense of like stubbornness, this almost like needing desire to run through everything and force everything to go in this exact straight path. You're trying to shove, you know, square brick into a round hole, right? You're like, I need to make this work. And sometimes you just have to let go, right? It can be feeling like you need to have everything right down to the decimal point to make it all work, but oftentimes it's not necessarily true. I feel like it's very easy to sort of get caught up in that sense of it's supposed to go in the square hole. Yeah. But there is this feeling of like trying to force things that don't fit together because you feel like you need to have it all go in a precise, specific, certain way. And this is like kind of telling you like, hey, it's okay to have a plan, to have what you want to happen, but you also have to realize that life is imperfect. Things will never be an exact perfect fit, and that's okay. The best you can do is to just live with what you've got right now and just move forward with what you do have and let things sort themselves out, right? It can be really, really scary to let go of the reins of the horse that you were holding on to, but the horse isn't going to just run into a wall if you let go of the reins, right? The horse knows how to walk. Sure, you're helping guide it into a specific direction, but the horse isn't going to suddenly go like flying into like, you know, a pit of lava the first chance it gets, right? It's got knowledge, it's got its own ability, and I think you should learn to trust your horse a little more. The horse being a metaphor, right? But I think you need to trust that all of the things, all of the objects, all of the pieces that you have on the board have more capability than maybe you're letting them, right? It is okay to let go of the reins. What if it's like a really depressed horse? I mean, I don't think you'd be forcing that horse to ride anyways if it was depressed. I don't think it's gonna be doing that though. But like my point still stands, and like sometimes you have to cut things a little bit more slack in order for them to go in certain directions, because as much as maybe you really want to control and have everything work out just right, sometimes it's better just to let things happen and then clean up the excess mess later, right? Which can be really scary because you're like, oh god, but what if it doesn't go at all like I wanted? Okay, that happens sometimes, but what if it goes even better than what you initially planned? Something so good you couldn't have planned for it, right? It's in the great words of Bob Ross, it's not mistakes, it's happy little accidents, right? You accidentally dab your brush a little too far. Well, now you got a new tree there, and suddenly the composition feels a lot fuller now. You weren't initially planning to put a tree there, but you know, it actually kind of works. And it's like nature in that sense, where you can't really control it. You can help push it along to a certain degree, but there are always going to be some factors that are outside of your control. And it's okay to just let things work out as they do, you know? But yeah, I hope that helps your friend, Gakko. Fingers crossed. I remember when I was young, the horse did not want to let a kid ride. I remember hanging onto that horse even when the saddle slid to the side and upside down. Oh my god. That's so scary, dude. No, the horses we rode were like really gentle, and they had like the handler like right next to them too. So like they'd put the kid on there, but then like the handler was like walking next to the horse and like holding the reins. So like the kid could get the feeling of like riding, but like there was no, you know, worries about the horse just fucking taking off or something, because the handler still had like the reins in their hands next to them. Yeah, we did that for rodeo day. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I hope that helps, Gakko. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Alright, now we're doing the final call for Alex. Alex, are you still here? Did you disappear again, Alex? Hi, Alex. And Alex wants a general reading. So let's see what we got for you. I was about to ping Alex. Alex is waiting, lurking in the shadows, biding their time. Let's see what we got for your general rating, Alex. I got the cards for you, Alex. So let's put them up on the screen. Starting with... And then we have... There we go. All right. We've got all of the cards for you, Alex. In order of left to right, we have Temperance. We have the reverse Hanged Man. And we have the reverse Seven of Wands. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with Temperance. Temperance is a card of balance. It's adaptability, it's self-control, and just taking the time to understand what works and doesn't work for you, right? It's this feeling of too much of anything is not good, but also sometimes too little of something can also be maybe too much in a weird way. So it is finding that sense of balance within yourself and also in the world around you as you interact with it. Finding what works and what doesn't and sort of equalizing everything, right? We followed up as well with the reverse Hangman, right? Which is, well, the Hangman is normally a card of contemplation and reflection and letting go of the things that are weighing you down. In its reverse state, it's almost like a retreating inside yourself, almost scared to look at what's really happening and look at what the truth is. It's this sort of disillusionment, this shallow understanding of yourself that you refuse to look deeper into. Maybe it's because you're scared of coming to terms with things about you that you aren't super happy with, things about yourself that maybe make you uncomfortable if you think too long about it. But I think it is necessary in opportunities for growth and understanding to know who you are, right? Deep down, if you want to change, you have to know what it is about you you want to change, right? And I think that's sort of the key thing here, is it can be really scary to look in your reflection and not like it, right? It can feel really shitty to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I don't like the person I'm looking back at. But it's a necessary and important component to then follow it up with, but why? Why is it when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't like that? What specifically is it, right? Is it this? Is it that? Well, what can I do to address those factors? Are these things I can control? Are these things I can choose to do or to not do, right? There is this sense of like, it feels like you're, rather than looking in the mirror and trying to genuinely stop and think and assess about what matters to you, you are covering the mirrors with fabric. You're hiding from the mirrors. You don't want to actually look at all, because if you have to look, then you might have to confront the truth, and sometimes that's scarier, right? So if I don't look in the mirror, I won't have to confront that. So let me just hide the mirrors, right? Which doesn't address the actual issues, right? Eventually you have to look in the mirror. And then we followed up as well with the reverse Seven of Wands. And the reverse Seven of Wands is a card of the sort of inability to recognize your own inner potential, right? When you refuse to look at yourself and to look at the things about you that you don't like, you consequently also refuse to look at the things you do like about yourself, right? Because as a person, you are not pure good and you are also not pure bad. You are a mixture, right? You are this cohesive combination of traits and qualities that you love about yourself that you also maybe hate about yourself. And in order to fully understand and recognize what you don't like about yourself, you have to realize the things you do like about yourself. What do I like when I look in the mirror? When I really stop to look at who I am as a person, what do I like, right? Do I like that I'm friendly and approachable, that I always make the effort to try to get to know people? Okay. What do I not like about myself? Maybe I don't like that I have a hard time reading social cues and boundaries of other people. And sometimes in my attempts to get closer, I overstep those boundaries, right? This is just an example, right? But in order to fully understand who you are, you have to be willing to look at yourself, both the good and the bad. And when you cover the mirror, you can't see either, right? And you can see here, the plant here is datura, which is like a highly poisonous plant. It's used by assassins. But it's also a medicine, right? A lot of poisonous plants, when done in small doses, can be medicines, can be healing, can be helpful. It's only when they reach those larger quantities that they can become poisonous and they can become harmful rather than helpful. And I think that's also super important to note as well, is this idea of things that can help, like being critical of yourself, can also become harmful as well when you become, say for instance, overcritical. In the same way that things that could help, like having confidence and trust in your own abilities, can help, but when you become overconfident and over boastful and refuse to acknowledge any of your flaws, then that also becomes an issue, right? Too much of anything is not good. You need that balance in your reflection of yourself if you want to become the kind of person that you can proudly look in the mirror at, right? Also, hi, Condorcito, welcome in. But I think that's sort of the key thing here, is it feels like you're scared to see the parts of you that you don't like. So maybe you try to overcompensate for it with the trying to push forward the parts of you that you do like. And temperance is a card of balance. It's telling you it's okay. It's okay to look in the mirror and be like, I don't like these certain parts of me, right? But then the follow-up question should be, so what can I do to address those parts, right? Maybe I don't like, as a personal example, I don't like when I get overly anxious and jealous when other people flirt with my partner, right? Okay. My partner's not flirting with them, but the other people are flirting with them, and that makes me feel insecure. Okay, well, how can I address my insecurities, right? Because it's not their fault. It's not my partner's fault, right? That other people are approaching them. They're not approaching the other people are approaching them, right? So what can I do to help alleviate that so I don't feel, gross and jealous whenever those insecurities crop up, right? That's how you change. That's how you fix yourself. You have to recognize, both the good and the bad if you want to address the bad to make something better, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing in a variety of ways. And so I think just finding that balance in yourself and understanding what does and doesn't feel good and what you do want to change is sort of that key step to becoming who you want to be, right? Because you can change. You have a lot more control over your life and your abilities and your thoughts and your feelings than maybe you realize. It takes work. It does take work. But your emotions are not something that overrule and over control you. You have a lot more, especially when your brain's fully developed, you have a lot more control over how you act on your feelings, right? Because maybe you experience these feelings and you can't help that you feel these feelings, but you can help what you do with those feelings. And I think that's sort of the key thing, right? Because you can feel hurt by rejection, right? But you're also able to know that, okay, well, the rejection sucks, but I'm not gonna start fucking throwing slurs at the person right across from me who hurt me, because that's not going to help anything, right? It's the same thing. What you do with those feelings is what matters most. Your actions speak louder than your feelings. But yeah, I hope that helps, Alex. Fingers crossed. I think sometimes it can be really scary to look and perceive all of you. But sometimes it's a necessity in order to make good progress for yourself. And then next up, we're doing the final calls. So for Overdur, are you here, Overdur? This is your final call before we give away your reading to somebody else. Overdur, are you here? I think they might be gone because I don't see them in the list anymore. So we are going to raffle off Overdur's slot. So for those of you in chat who have not gotten a reading yet from me today, and you would like one, I am thinking of a number between 1 through 10, and the first person to guess it can get the reading. That is not a number between 1 through 10 set. 69 is much, much bigger than 10. Trummer's slowly going through the list right now. I believe in you. I'm just curious how long it's gonna take at this point. I believe in you, Trummer. You can do it. Go through the numbers. You can do it. Yeah, at least he's giving a good bit of time between the guesses. Yeah, there's still a chance if anybody else wants to guess on this one. Or if they're just gonna see how long it takes for Tremor to guess. They're curious how many attempts it'll take. There we go! Now you got it. Yeah, the number was 8. Congratulations. What would you like for your reading, Trevor? Like a general reading? Okie dokie. I got you, I got you. Let's see what we got for you. Hi Kiki, we're currently doing a reading for somebody right now, but we will have another raffle slot after this one if you want to try and snag that slot right after this reading. Oh my gosh, Nordy! Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Thank you so much. Congrats to all of the subs. Let's see who yoinked the slots. Who got them? Ooh. Let's see, we've got Chugster Cheese, we've got Fire Mizumi, we've got Jeffy, we've got Silva Ursa, and we've got Tetsuya Kawaguchi. Congrats all of you on your gift subs. Make sure to say thank you to Nordy. I see Jeffy got one. Yeah, Jeffy got one. Yeah. We love to see it. Oh my god, they have like new emotes now for the hype train. Oh my gosh. They're so cute. They have like a tea emote. Hope the tarot went well and nobody's pulled the tower. Not yet. We still have two readings left. So still a possibility somebody could pull the tower, but we haven't gotten any yet. Yay, we're back. Yay! Welcome back from the ad break. I appreciate it. Let's see what we got for your reading, Tremor. Pulled every ad that counts as a tower, right? Maybe. We'll see. Okay, you didn't pull the tower in terms of cards, so you're safe at that point. Let's go ahead and put these up on the screen for you, Tremor. Starting with... And then the last card is... There we go. Alrighty, so Tremor, for your general reading, in order of left to right, we have the Four of Coins. We have the reverse Justice card. And we have the Nine of Cups. So let's go ahead and start breaking these down for you, starting with the Four of Coins, right? The Four of Coins is a card of kind of clinging to the past, right? Clinging to nostalgia. It's the inability to move forward, right? You can see the honeysuckle here. They're sweet, they're very tempting, right? They seem beautiful, but they're like weeds, right? They're incredibly invasive and they can choke out all of the native life around it. It's this feeling of, it's a beautiful plant, it's got a sweet flavor to it. It's very easy to get caught up in the past and all of the good old days and how wonderful things were before, but when you keep looking to the past, you'll never actually see what you have moving forward, right? It is this idea of sometimes you have to let go of the past in order to fully appreciate what you can have in the future. Sort of like mint, yeah. It's like mint in a similar sense of it can grow very wild and out of control. You gotta be careful with it. A little bit is fine if you know how to maintain it carefully. It's okay to have a little bit of honeysuckle. But if you let it grow wild, you know, without trying to, you know, cut it back and understand the limits of what it can do, you're going to damage everything else you have for it, right? It's going to overtake everything. And that's sort of very important for that kind of thing, you know? We also follow it up with the reverse Justice card, which is this feeling of timing, for sure. There is this idea of sort of biding your time and sort of complications. It feels like it's not quite time yet for you to act on a lot of things. Wild Sage, hi Tuna, welcome in. But there is this feeling of complications. Things are a little messy right now. It feels like things aren't moving in a forward, sort of straight, linear line as they are now. Figured I was late. Hi, Marsh. Welcome back. If you manage to stay long enough, I believe we still have your slot available. All right. Because, yeah, we gave away Overdur's slot, but we still have your slot left that we were going to do a final call for. Also, hi, Nate. Welcome in. So as long as you don't disappear when we do the final call for you, Marsh, you can still get your reading. But, yeah, so there is this feeling of things are not moving as smoothly and as quickly and as easily as you might want. My dog and I disagreeing with the possum. Oh no, I hope he's okay. I hope he and the possum are okay. Also, thanks for grabbing your daily pillow also. But there is this feeling, this idea of things are a little complicated right now. Things are a little messy. Things aren't moving in a perfect straight line towards where you want them to go. but be careful about recklessly pursuing ends to justify the means. Meaning, don't try and force your way to make something happen for the sake of that happening without any regard for what it takes to get there, right? It can feel very, like, an example of it would be, I would just say this in terms of like content creation space, right? You could just start producing a fuck ton of like AI slop, like fucking short videos to start posting onto YouTube in order to build your following and get a bunch of views and get a bunch of money. Like, you could do that, but like, is that gonna genuinely make you happy just to get the big numbers and to get the money? Is that the direction you want to go? Or, you know, do you have to just duke it out, slow grind to try and get to where you want to be with the content you actually want to make, you know? It can be really tough, and it can seem maybe very tempting to try and take shortcuts and to do things in, you know, maybe unethical ways just to justify getting to where you want to go. I mean, we've seen what happened with one of the biggest indie VTubers, with something similar happening in that sense of doing anything no matter the cost to get to the point of fame, right? It can be very scary, I think, to let your desire for certain goals to overtake you and for you to lose out on a lot of really wonderful things and connections and people along the journey to getting there. When you get so focused on trying to get to your destination, you lose sight of how beautiful the journey can be, you know? So try not to over-focus on the destination, right? And then that brings us to your final card, which is the 9 of Cups, right? The 9 of Cups is a card of storing up energy, you know, building your own personal oasis for the horizon. Ugh. It's a card of abundance and contentment, but it's also a card of self-reliance, setting things up for yourself so you know that where you're going, you're ready for it. You've been building up to it slowly but surely, nice and steadily. You've been making things happen, and now you've got it, right? It can feel like you want to blow up overnight, but you don't actually want to blow up overnight. You want a nice slow build to get everything settled in, to make things happen, you know, at your own pace. It's gonna be slow, but it's gonna be worth it. So don't stress if things do not happen overnight like you may initially want them to. The process itself is worth it when you take joy and pride in what you create and what you make, right? And this isn't necessarily just about content creation. I just say that because I am a content creator, so it's kind of the forefront of my mind in a lot of things. But in the same way for like art, when you could think of it in the same way of like, sure, you could just AI generate whatever your prompt is, but it's never going to be exactly what you wanted it to be. And the whole process of actually laboring over, carefully planning the composition, the colors, you know, the actual expressions and everything like that is part of the joy of creating. When you take out the joy of creating, all you're left with at the end of the day is a product. And is that all you want to be? Like a factory for products? The creation process is a necessity to making art of any kind, whatever it may be. Whether it's writing, whether it's drawing, whether it's, you know, music, whether it's anything else. It's the actual careful and thoughtful process of all of the intentions that you are putting into creating something that make it worthwhile, you know? Nothing happens overnight. I do want to make sure things get done though. Yeah. Would it be too late to redeem a tarot reading? Well, we are on our last reading of the night. If Marsh hadn't come back, we would have been raffling off Marsh's reading. My whole life, all I've wanted is to be a cog in the machine. Balance must be maintained. Okay, but do you want to be a cog in just any old machine? Or do you want to feel like a cog that is well cared for? You know, where the overseer comes by, make sure your wheel is nice and greased. You know, they give you a little extra WD-40 at the end of the night for a job well done of spinning around. You know, Do you want that, or do you want to be constantly ground down to the point where you're a circle and immediately replaced with somebody else? You know? Like a cog hussy. Ooh, yeah, grease my cog wheels, daddy overseer. Ooh, yeah, is that what you fucking want? Dirty. Dirty whore. Make it my fun. Yeah, you could be the gear in a Ford, or you could be the cog in a Swiss watch with that cog hussy hitting like. Oh my god. You guys are crazy. But I love you. But I mean, it's just a matter of how you want to be treated, how you want to make things happen. And if it means that you like spinning around in a circle to be a part of the larger machine, that in itself can be a joy, right? But you have to understand that you spinning around is also a necessity, right? The product doesn't get made in a blink of an eye. It requires work. And being the spinning wheel that turns, you know, the whole machine is part of that work, right? And I think it's okay for you to take pride in that, you know? But the point is, you had to be the one spinning. And it's when you appreciate that spinning that it makes it worthwhile. Okay, now we've got Marsha's reading, and Marsh wants a general reading. Did I hear Kagasi? Yeah. Yeah, you did. What about it? What about it, Ren? Alright, let's see what we got for you, Marsh. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. I believe. I believe. Let's see what we got for your general reading, Marsh. Okay, okay. Let's put them up on the screen. Starting with... There we go. The cog OC needs to be well lubricated to ensure smooth movement. Exactly, exactly. It's necessary. All right, we got all of the cards for you, Marsh, for your general reading. So in order of left to right, we have Death. We have the reverse Three of Cups. And we have the Nine of Wands. So, lots of nines today. But let's go ahead and start with the Death card. which sounds scary, but the death card, all it means is the end of one thing and the start of something new, right? It's new beginnings, it's rebirth, it's the chance to take a hold of your life and start anew, right? It's clearing away the past, letting go of the old hurts, letting go of the old pains, and transforming yourself to who you want to be, right? It's kind of like the spring cleaning of your life, letting go of the old clutter, the things that no longer help or serve you, in order to make room for new things that will in the future, right? That's what the death card's all about. It's okay to let go of some things because you're going to get something better in the future. And then we followed up with the reverse Three of Cups. And the reverse Three of Cups is kind of a card of like, technically, you're doing fine. Like, sure, on paper, you should be doing well, but it feels like you're not happy, right? Maybe, you're making good money at a job, but it feels soul crushing, right? It feels soul sucking. You do not feel like it is worthwhile, right? And that's just an example. It doesn't necessarily have to be that, but it does feel like what you're doing right now on paper should be really good, but it's not making you happy. And I think when that's the case, it's up to you to really stop and think about what would make you happy, right? What's going to genuinely bring you joy in your life? Because right now, as you keep going, it's success without satisfaction. And this is a card that kind of prompts you to think about other options, other things you could do that would make you happy, that would bring you joy, right? So even if you're technically, winning right now, if you're doing everything right, if you're not feeling joy from it, there is no point in it, right? There are people who would rather be poor and happy than rich and unhappy, very much. And in this case, it could just be the simple thing of this specific path you're taking is just not the one for you. And it's okay to understand that, sure, yeah, it's a great path, but it's not a great path for me, and move on towards something else, towards something different. And that feels especially sort of tied in as well with the Nine of Wands. Because the Nine of Wands is also this card of, strength and reserve, biding your time to ensure your success. It's not going to be an overnight fix. And I feel like it's something that you're also very much aware of. It's not something you can fix overnight. It's not something you can just get up, wake up one morning and start changing. It's going to be a slow and gradual process, but it is a process you can take. It is something you can do, right? Biding your time to ensure your success, setting up your resources, getting yourself prepped and ready so you can actually do the thing that will make you happy, right? I think when you set up those goals to know what it is you want to do and what will bring you joy and start working towards that, that's what's going to make you happier than whatever you're doing right now. Because yeah, sure, you're doing fine right now, but you're not happy. And this is your chance to clear away those old things so you can set open that new open space for those good things in the future. So it's up to you to really start prepping for what it is you actually want. Like, say for instance, you live in a nice apartment. Sure, yeah, this is just purely hypothetical in this economy with the housing crisis, but this is just purely hypothetical. Hypothetically, if we weren't in a housing crisis, for this rough example, right? You're living in a really nice apartment. It's a great apartment. It's pretty close to your work, right? But you want to have a place you want to own. You want to actually buy a house for yourself that you can make your own, that you can paint the walls, that you can decorate the furniture, right? I know, like I said, in this housing crisis, this is purely hypothetical in this sense, but just to give the general, metaphorical idea. God, this is so sad. But it's like the idea of, yeah, sure, you're living in a really nice apartment, you're living in a really nice place, but it's not your home, and you want a place that you can make a real home, that you can paint the walls. Yeah, exactly. You can paint the walls. But it's a matter of, okay, well then why don't you start setting things up so you can start moving into a home, so you can buy a home and you can move into it. You can start setting things up. You can start picking out the paint colors. You can start, picking out the furniture. You can start picking out, what you want to have there, where you're going to set up your collection of big boobied anime figurines, who you're going to hire to dust them off every day. But my point stands, though, is maybe what's technically working for you right now isn't what you actually want in the end. And it's okay to recognize that and start planning ahead for what it is you actually do want, what actually will bring you joy. I use the house as a metaphor because in this economy, nobody can afford a house at this point unless you were like born into generational wealth. Because I see those articles all the fucking time. It drives me insane. Here's how this 20-year-old couple managed to buy their first house all by themselves. Step 1. The daughter gave up getting coffee for a whole year from Starbucks and instead decided to make her own. Step 2. Her parents gave her a loan of $200,000 for a down payment on the house. Sure, yeah, then anybody could buy a fucking house at that point. Yeah, sure. Somebody just handed me $200,000 fucking dollars to put the down payment on the house. Yeah, sure, I'd get the fucking house. Okay, are you kidding me? Yeah, then sure it'd be doable, but whose fucking parents can just give them $200,000? Drives me fucking insane. Every single fucking article is like that. Every single one of them. Like, here's how this young couple managed to get their first home. It's like, their parents bought it for them. Their parents bought it for them. Just say that it's fine. If you have parents that are rich enough to be able to buy you a house, I love that for you. I am so happy for you. I'm glad you can have your own place and that you're not going into immense debt over it. And I'm really glad that your parents and you are in a financial situation where that can happen. But don't act like you did it all on your own and that anybody can do it. Okay? Okay? Drives me fucking bonkers. Drives me sicko mode when I see those articles. She gave up avocado toast and coffee from Starbucks, and now she can afford a home because her parents loaned her a small loan of like $500,000. It wasn't the avocado toast and the coffee that was helping her save. It was not the avocado toast and the coffee that was helping her save up for that house. Why don't we look at where the math lies? Like, come on. Sorry, we went from towering to proletariat uprising. Yeah, that's the usual. It's usual where the streams go. Where's the Disco Elysium emote where we need it? It's like a 200k loan for like a 10 of wands reversed. Well, a 10 of wands reversed is kind of, in a way. The 10 of wands reversed is like, troubles are temporary, difficulties will be washed away. So I guess in a sense, yeah, if your parents loan you that much money, it is basically your troubles are temporary. God. Oh. But anyways, you should find something that genuinely brings you joy, because it feels like what you're doing right now is, working nicely, but it's not bringing you actual joy. You should focus on things that genuinely make you happy. Like, for me, my thing is I like painting my nails, right? I love to paint my nails. And I pretty much always have some color of nail polish on my nails at all time. And so one of the small things I like to do is I like to have my collection of nail polish, right? I have a whole rainbow of colors of nail polish. And I, will take the time, set aside a day where I will just wipe off the old polish, I'll clean, and I'll trim, and I'll file my nails to get them all nice and neat, and then I'll repaint them while I have anime playing in the background, right? Or I'll have a movie playing in the background. And that's my self-care for myself, right? And that brings me joy. A lot more than if I were to go to a salon. I have no interest in really going to a salon to get a manicure from a professional or whatever, because I like the actual aspect of painting my nails myself. Could a salon and a professional nail tech do my nails super, super gorgeously, beautifully, whatever? They could probably do it a lot better than I could. Yeah, for sure. They could probably do my nails a lot better than I could. But I like the actual process of painting my nails. Plus it's cheaper. But it is this idea of doing what brings you the most joy. 200k would temporarily fix my problems for my whole life. I mean, at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, is not all life temporary? Name one form of life that is truly immortal, and no, lobsters don't count, okay? Yes, lobsters are technically immortal, but they don't actually live to be immortal, okay? Anime. I don't know. There's been a lot of lost anime series over the ages. Things that have been lost because the original master copies have been destroyed, or the original cells have been, destroyed or lost or damaged in some way or another. So who can truly say that anime itself is also immortal, right? They're just negligibly innocent. But yeah, no, I love lobsters. I do. I love a good lobster. Oh my god, a lobster roll right now would go so hard. Like a buttered lobster roll. You get like the bread and you toast it with the butter, and you get like the nice meaty lobster with like a little bit of like the mayo and the seasoning. You put it on there, a little bit of lettuce if you're a little freaky like me. Oh, that would hit the spot right now. I would stone cold kill a man for some lobster right now, for a nice buttery lobster roll. Yeah, I said it. I would commit murder for a lobster roll right now. Yes, big meaty claws. So yummy, so yummy. I love that. I love that. I do love seafood. I do. I love all of the delicious creatures on this beautiful green earth of ours. They taste so yummy. Cow? Yes. Pig? Yes. Sheep? Yes. Fish? Yes. Crawfish? Yes. Lobster? Yes. What other? Deer? I've eaten deer. Deer's pretty good. Rabbit? Rabbit's pretty decent. I just love tasty animals. Tasty animals and creatures. Yeast is technically a creature. It is a living organism, and that makes our bread. I love yeast. Not on its own. I'm not like shoveling yeast into my mouth, but I love what yeast can do for me when it makes bread. Amen. Anyways. We can probably do, I think we'll do one more raffle slot reading. We still have a bit of time. So, if there's any of you in chat who have not gotten a reading yet from me today, and you would like one, I am thinking of a number between 1 through 10, and the first person to guess it can yoink it. I'll let you know when you guess it. It was 3. Congrats. Second attempt. Second attempt. Congrats. What would you like for your reading, Bean? He did it a lot faster than Tremor. Tremor had to go through almost all of the numbers. A career reading? Okie dokie. Let's see what we got for you. Alright, we got the cards for you. Let's put them up on the screen. Starting with... Then we got the next card, which is... There we go. Okay. We've got all of the cards for you, Bean. For your career rating, in order of left to right, we have the Four of Swords, we have the Six of Cups, and we have the Moon. So, let's go ahead and start breaking this down for you, starting with the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card of like, you can breathe now, right? This is a time for healing after the battle. The battle is over, right? Now's your time to patch yourself up, to heal and to rest and recover, right? It's okay. The worst has been done. You're finally free, right? We also follow it up with the Six of Cups, which is kind of an interesting one to follow it up with because the Six of Cups is like a card of like somebody very cheery, very innocent, very tied to like sort of like that childish innocence and like frivolousness. They're not attached to anything, and the sense of they're again this sense of like freedom, right? Playing games, having a good time, running through the meadows, running through the forest, in that sort of sense as well. So there is this like feeling of you're free, like you're free. There's nothing holding you back anymore. There you have that sort of freedom to go anywhere, to be who you want to be, and to indulge in the things that bring you joy. And you should do so. You should do the things that bring you joy, and you should be, I think, a little bit more open with, you know, who you are and what makes you excited and what makes you happy, right? Because again, we have those two sort of tying you together, saying like nothing's holding you back right now. And then we follow it up with the Moon. And the Moon is this card of like intuition and dreams and the changing of the tides. It's also a card of imagination and like creativity. So to me, this feels like, in terms of a career, the best thing for you to do is to find something where you can fully utilize your strengths and your abilities, which to me feels like this is your creativity, your ability to really think up on the spot, to come up with creative and imaginative solutions to problems that maybe other people wouldn't have thought of, to come up with ideas for things that maybe you take for granted, but other people would not have thought of. And that is your sort of key thing. You're into who you want to be and where you want to go and what you want to do. That's the standout thing you have about yourself that I think you can use to the best of your ability, is the fact that you have this strength in your intuition and in your creativity and in your imagination to make things happen, right? And I think when you trust and rely on that, it will push you even more so forward in terms of career as well. Very topical to my life right now. Yeah. I think it is just a matter of understanding what your own strengths are and how you can play to those strengths. It feels less like you're fighting for your life and more like you're just trying to find your niche, right? So I think understand that you're not fighting for your life right now. And it's okay to breathe, and it's okay to indulge in the things that bring you joy, the things that others might consider childish, you know, because those are what give you your strength. But yeah, I hope that helps, Bean Butler. Fingers crossed. I think it's just a matter of understanding and appreciating and indulging your strengths in order to make them even stronger, especially in a career landscape where you have to make those types of impressions to set you apart from the other candidates, you know? But yeah, there you go. There's your reading. I hope that helps. And that is officially all of the readings for today. Yay! We did it. Let's see, who is online right now? There's Starrail, there's ASMR, there's that French game, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Or, oh, Mihayo's also live. Maybe we'll go raid Mihayo. Mihayo's also doing some tarot. We'll do that. We'll do that. Because it's been a while since I've seen her. So we'll go ahead and we'll raid Mihayo. Tomorrow we'll be playing a vampire visual novel called Parfum Nostalgique. So if you guys want to come in and hang out and watch that, that will be tomorrow, same time. But yeah. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. But if not, no worries. I'll see you when I see you. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. And good night.